I am so excited. I am Tafer Hamed, the Director of Marketing for the Lonely Entrepreneur and the Black Entrepreneur Initiative. And I'm going to allow Victoria Sherman, co-founder of the Lonely Entrepreneur and the Black Entrepreneur Initiative, to introduce herself.
Thank you very much, Tafer. Glad to be here. I'm Victoria Sherman, Head of Global Operations for the Lonely Entrepreneur, and looking forward to a great discussion.
And Ebony, our president of the Black Entrepreneur Initiative, please introduce yourself as well.
Absolutely. Ebony Young here, the president of the non-for-profit division for the Lonely Entrepreneur. Excited to be here and excited to honor moms, which I think is really important for all the work that mothers do and all of the work that they put into raising children and balancing partners and all of that great stuff.
Thank you so much. Ebony is wonderful with that great introduction. So we're here, the Lonely Entrepreneur provides ongoing support, the tools and knowledge and resources that entrepreneurs need to start or grow their businesses. There's no other time than side hustles have been more pertinent, or women really being forced right into entrepreneurship. More than 3 million women have dropped out of the workforce in 2020 alone. And that's due to value within their organizations, COVID responsibilities, you name it. And so I think this is a prime time where, Victoria, you can really speak. You entered entrepreneurship pre-COVID with 2 young daughters, and you quit your very stable job. So super inspiring, but very scary. What are some tips that you have for moms who are, really, they may have a passion, but they also may be forced into entrepreneurship? What are some of your tips around that in navigating motherhood?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I don't aspiring or maybe crazy to some, but I think when it comes to entrepreneurship and, being mom, there's just so many parallels. If you think about it, we as moms, we run, little businesses at home. We may not think of it, but it's really what it's about, right? We have budgets, we have schedules, we have deadlines, we have people that, basically fulfill different roles in the business / family. So I think we definitely have what it takes. I think for women especially, it's overcoming that fear of, can I, should I, am I meant to do this? Yes. If you have a passion, especially with resources and support that we have, women can do it. And, I've heard the term, empowerment. I think women have the power. We just need to exercise it now, right? We need to get after what we want to do. We're intelligent, we're empathetic, we're smart, we're compassionate. We have, like I said, the parallels between motherhood. We're dedicated. We may not get it right the first time, or we don't always do it perfectly, but we figure it out along the way. So women entrepreneurs make amazing leaders, and we're successful.
I love that. And when I started, I was a little nervous. I have a 2- and a 4-year-old. So when I started at the Lonely Entrepreneur, I warned Victoria and Michael, and they were like, we totally get it. So the organization itself internally really honors moms with their practices. If you have doctor's appointments, we don't want to know about it. Take your kids. You don't have to use, so organizations really either shifting their culture around moms and their needs, especially with children working from home and children going to school, virtually. Entrepreneurship really gives you that flexibility, and working for organizations run by moms, right? They may understand a bit more. And so, Ebony, I throw it to you. You are running for office. You have an extensive career in leadership and nonprofit work, and you have 2 amazingly beautiful daughters. Like, how has that shaped their outlook on life and entrepreneurship and even just their career paths?
Yeah, as children, as small children, I took my kids with me everywhere. So, a quick story just about moms and entrepreneurship and children looking up to their mothers. I take my kids to corporate dinners and networking events, and at 3, 4, 5, and 6, literally would take them to these events. They would make little business cards,
I
with
love
their
it.
names and their school on it. I said, put your school on there. Put that you're a student and put your name on there. And then when we go out, this was at like 4, 5, and 6. What I want you to do is when I introduce myself to people, they're with me, my girls, I want you to hold out your hand and have your card and say, my name is Noah. I'm a student at X school. My name is Trinity. I'm a student at X school. People were just blown away.
I love it.
And my little girls doing this at 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So by the time they got to be 12 and 13 and 14, they'd go to these school events outside of school. And, people would, their fellow students would be like, how do you know how to do this? Like when you go into these rooms, well, my mother did it when I was 4, 5, and 6, and I had these business cards, etc. So when it was time for me to do my side hustles, which I do have a side hustle as well, my girls totally got it. They totally got it. And what they're doing now is emulating this. How? They make their own business card. My daughter Noah has her own hair business on the side.
It's amazing.
And I understand, mommy, by being with you, by watching you, by practicing with you, what I can do as a now 18 and 19-year-old. So my one daughter has a poetry business where she kind of opens up in the subscription for poetry and psychology and mental health. The other one has a creative business with doing hair and styling, etc. And they've made it very clear that by watching and seeing and being put in the midst of it, that, wow, at 5 and 6, if I can do this, my confidence spans the spectrum at 18 and 19. So I think it's just about exposing them.
I love
and
that.
giving them opportunity.
Yeah, think about the life skill that you taught them, right? It's about kind of social networking, introducing, not being afraid, confidence, right? It goes such a long way.
It really does, Victoria, and so I encourage all women, don't hide your children. Don't hide them.
Right.
And even if they're 4 and 5 and 6 and they make a little noise and you got to give them an iPad or something, take them with you.
Get them out there.
Expose them. And they end up building their own confidence in ways that you could never imagine. It's amazing.
It's awesome.
I love it. Did you want to add more, Victoria?
No, I think Ebony is right on. It's in, like you said, moms of girls especially, right? It's about being a role model. And, sometimes my kids see what I do. I know they don't totally make sense of it, but then there are times you're like, wow, mom, we're so proud of you. Like, this is really cool. Right. And the only thing that I can say is, you can do anything. Like, if you want to, you can really do anything. You just have to want to do it.
I love it.
So, I think as moms, we have sort of an extra layer of trying to show our kids and pave the path of, if you want it, you can get it.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. So, we're working with the Hustle Mommies, and there's more to be revealed in the summer. Hustle Mommies is a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to urban moms around the nation. About 80,000 moms around on their platform, actually. And so there's more to announce there. But how can moms, or even just women, caregivers, I don't want to leave caregivers out. There are women who are men that are taking care of parents or disabled siblings or what have you, those in that middle, right? The Oreo generation of taking care of the children and the parents. How can women and men, caregivers, whoever, really take advantage of the Lonely Entrepreneur platform?
I'll jump in. So, when we set out to build the Lonely Entrepreneur, the biggest, void that we saw, and there wasn't a dedicated place where entrepreneurs, whether you're just starting, whether you're, a couple of years in, or even trying to figure out how to scale your business, a place to go for all your answers, right, at every stage of your journey. And so the Lonely Entrepreneur provides that space, provides an opportunity for every entrepreneur at every industry to go, right? You have learning, you have a very vibrant online of entrepreneurs that's moderated by us. So there's always somebody to answer your questions. And of course, the weekly life coaching calls, right? So whatever you're tackling that week, that month, or that day, there's always an opportunity for you to jump on and ask your most pressing questions, right? You don't have to wait for business hours. You don't have to, try to go Google and get 100 different answers and try to figure out, okay, what fits my business? How do I actually go back and apply it, right? We've created this space where at any time of the day, jump on, ask questions, interact with people who have been through this journey, who are on it, at the time. And then of course, the weekly life coaching calls is an opportunity for you to ask your specific questions.
That's amazing, Victoria. And Black moms, Ebony, are affected disproportionately. Black and brown moms are affected disproportionately by COVID, by so many different other areas. The children have been set back dramatically due to COVID and resources. How can organizations really get involved around the Black Entrepreneur Initiative to support Black entrepreneurs and mom entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think this is really about economic empowerment. That's what it sits in. Economic empowerment is king. And for Black people, Black women, and since we're talking about Mother's Day, especially to thrive in America, we have to, it is imperative that we create generational wealth. And that starts with understanding somebody has to plant that seed, right? Because typically economics is a cycle, right? You do with your parents, I'm suffering, I've suffered, by not really understanding or no one really teaching me at a young age, what are stocks and bonds? How do you invest appropriately? You can start your own business. You don't have to work for anyone, right? The modeling of that. How do you invest? How do you save appropriately? I had to learn these things along the way, but it takes one to plant the seed. And I think when that one attaches itself, right, to a platform, to a community like the Lonely Entrepreneur Initiative, like the Black Entrepreneur Initiative, it's that seed. It's that planting of that seed. And once that seed is planted, then it grows and it's passed along. And not only do you plant one tree and grow one tree, you plant multiplicity of trees, because that tree catches another tree that catches another tree. And then your generation upon generation and the cycles begin to understand that building wealth is king in America. And so I would say the flexibility definitely is a pro to this platform, but it takes that one person. And this platform is the platform to plant that seed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I would add, but it's about giving opportunity, because in other instances, certain people, no matter, it could be geographic, it could be, race, whatever it is, right? They may not have the opportunity. We want to level the playing field. We want everybody to have the opportunity to have access to these entrepreneurial skills, so they have this chance for a better life. They have this chance to plant the seed.
Yeah, and so it's an investor, right? You sometimes you need an investor to contribute to that, right? I pledge to, as an organization, as an individual, to invest in someone being able to plant that seed. And I think that is, that's imperative. And it's what we're looking for right now. People who are willing to step up and take the pledge, right? I pledge to help a person change their life by changing their economic circumstance and seeing wealth build one seed at a time.
Thank you so much, lady. This was amazing. I'm always inspired, Victoria, Ebony, by your journeys. As a mom of 2 young African-American boys, it is imperative that they see their mom, they see that people like yourselves, Black, white, are joining together to really unite to make a difference. And you don't see that every day, right? And so the Black Entrepreneur Initiative, the Lonely Entrepreneur, is really a movement that is empowering men and women and organizations to make an amazing change, an economic change, to your point, Ebony. And so we thank our partners like the Milwaukee Bucks, AARP, Charlotte Hornets, Richard Petty Motors, and we're continuing to grow our sponsorship. So if you're interested in getting on board, or even as an individual donor, feel free to reach out to us at the Lonely Entrepreneur and the Black Entrepreneur Initiative. It's been amazing, ladies. Moms out there, enjoy your Mother's Day. Take a rest if you can. Eat dinner. Don't cook dinner. DoorDash, do something.
Have it be cooked for you.
Exactly. And join the Lonely Entrepreneur community, right? Do something for yourself and build a legacy for your family. So really appreciate your time.
And I just want to say that I'm honored to be working along such amazing female executives like you guys. You just make every day better. It's an honor to work, side by side with you, and can't wait what the future holds.
I can't wait either. The time is now. Everybody, the role, join our movement. That's what I'm here to say. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.